Hey, what's up everyone? The watch list video here for Wednesday, April 8th. Starting off with the SPY as I always do. You see the big gap up, but completely filled the gap today. I want to say that Dow was up 700 or 800 points at the open, something crazy like that, and ended up, I'm pretty sure, slightly red. And there's the intraday. So just kind of a nasty day altogether as far as trying to find intraday longs. Having said that, we did a pretty damn good job in chat of finding a bunch of good stuff, and the teamwork was on point as always. I'm gonna slide this over. This is my day today, and the funny thing about it, this 3 losses, 2 of those, for those of you who were in chat, you saw me do this. 2 of those were, I thought I was scaling out. Had a couple real nice calls in Schlumberger SLB and American Airlines AAL, and I thought I had X amount of shares and started scaling out. And on both of those trades, my first sell, which I thought was a scale out, I sold the whole position without realizing it. So then my second sell on both of those, trying to scale out more, ended up being a short because I didn't have any shares. And so that's what happened. I shorted both of them as they were climbing. Luckily on both of those trades, I realized immediately what I had done and just closed the trades. And I ended up net green on both those trades, but nowhere near what I would have had I handled the trade right. So even after doing this many years, sometimes trading can be not a bad trade, but just something stupid, right? Like hitting the wrong button or not knowing your position size. Just rookie mistakes, but overall still had a really nice day. How about this call by Wayne and Tesla? 5-minute candles here. Called this long right here through that whole number inflection point, 540. The high of day was 545. I thought he would call this over 545, but he actually took kind of the 5-minute buy setup and the 540 break. Seller on the tape there. And I mean, what, within, I don't know, 6 or 7, 10 minutes maybe, it's ripping through the highs. And the thing ends up going up $25 a share from Wayne's call. It's a beautiful call. And I also want to give credit to, what was it? Let me check here. Brian W., that was right. Brian W., I think he's in England too. Gave us Coles, which was already on the watch list. You see this little flag right here? Brian W. spotted a seller on the tape, 1775, with the high of day just slightly above that, 1778, for another catalyst, if you will, stat catalyst. And when it took out 1775, it went pretty quickly to 1863. Very, very nice call by Brian W. And real quick, I'll show you, for those of you that weren't in chat today, Schlumberger SLB, whole number inflection point. I called it right there through 17, which was basically its early high. I think it topped out at 1701 and had that really quick rip. I don't know, moved 70 cents in our favor without looking back. And American Airlines called through a half number inflection point over 1150, and you can see the quick move to 1220. Both of those last two moved 70 cents in our favor without really looking over its shoulder. All right, so anyway, what are we watching for tomorrow? DPW. I got to zoom in to show you this chart better, but you can tell even by looking at this that today was massive volume for this stock. Had this closed more strongly, if you will, I certainly would like this a lot better. But I mean, it gave back a lot of its early gains. And DPW, if you look at the chart, has a history of not really holding gains. I mean, look at the gaps up. They get slapped down here, here, here. And then the big days, the very next day, they tend to gap down. So this thing can never mount a rally. But one of these days, if it does, you might have some shorts in trouble because they could be shorting it, thinking, hey, this thing never holds a rally. So I still am going to have it on watch, right? YGYI, believe it or not, this thing ran on FDA, the FDA approving them to make hand sanitizer. I mean, it was something as stupid as that. But a huge move and a strong close. Absolutely. I actually held a little bit into the close, and I think my best sell after hours was maybe 285. But I was out most at the time. But anyway, that's certainly worth watching tomorrow. CALA, strong day, strong close. Going to watch that. MRSN, a big day. My problem with this is, as far as I could tell, the only reason for this run was the announcement of a block trade in it, and maybe there was more news. So with that in mind, I feel kind of silly having it on watch, but maybe there's more to it. But certainly had a strong close. So Codex, I don't love this, but it had the gap up yesterday, sold off again today, right back into the 20-day. Certainly potential bounce for tomorrow. SGBX I've had on watch for like 3 days in a row, and it hasn't given that. Remember what I talked about in the video last night? I'm looking for an afternoon opening range, or an afternoon range break, I should call it. Now it's almost round tripped which makes me like it a lot less. But it is a small float. I'm going to give it maybe one more day looking for that afternoon opening range breakout. And if I don't get it, I probably won't see this on the list again. ECOR had the big pop here, then a gap up here, 3 days lower. Pretty narrow range today, so we're going to watch that for a potential bounce tomorrow. ATOS, quiet inside day after the big day yesterday. I'll watch that one. A few more. ALT, strong day, strong volume, and you can kind of picture a trend line right there. Just came right up to the trend line. So, you know, is it going to break through tomorrow? We'll see. We'll see. I'm only going to trade it if it gives me an A+ intraday setup. VERI, quiet inside day, kind of hanging out around that whole number 3. Today's high 310, yesterday's high 317. So you kind of have a stacked catalyst scenario. So maybe through 3 tomorrow, knowing you got these 2 potential dominoes to fall. And lastly, CEMI, which had the gap up the other day. Looked like it was rolling over, and then a strong day right back up today. We'll see if we get follow through on that tomorrow. We will add some gap plays in the morning to this list and hopefully catch a few nice trades. Let's keep up the great teamwork. I'll see you in chat tomorrow.